Hi, good morning. I'm not sure if you guys saw the video or the video note from yesterday, but I just wanted to point out something. Yesterday when I transitioned from supine to seated, I felt a little dizzy and nauseated. And that could come from different things. I've felt that before in yoga, and that was usually because I was practicing on an empty stomach. So I want to encourage you all to pay attention when you're transitioning from, pretty radically different poses. You're either on your back or you're sitting up or you're on your stomach. Do it carefully. Two, make sure you're eating enough before you practice and that it's had a chance to settle. Three, make sure you're drinking enough water, because even though this feels sort of easy and relaxing, it's still exercise and it still takes energy and water for our body. And then four, it could just be that, I've got some kind of stomach something going on. So it could be totally unrelated, but I just wanted to point that out to you all to please take care of your body. Please listen to your body. If you need to stop and take a break and drink some water, please do that. I notice I'm not doing that much in these videos because they're pretty short. But if I feel dizzy, next time I'm going to say it. And I'm going to encourage us all to stop and slow down and slow our breathing and adjust to the transition in the pose. So I encourage you to take care of yourself, do those transitions slowly. So let's go ahead and get started. See my cup of water right there today. Starting on our backs, allowing our feet to fall easily, gently pulling our shoulder blades together, kind of shaking our hips a little, getting settled into the bed, and starting with our belly breathing, starting with our, when we breathe in deeply into the lower part of our lungs and our hands rise and fall, rising as we breathe in, and falling as we breathe out. I want to encourage everyone to move with your own breath today. Trying to get in a rhythm with it, trying to get in a flow. Again, you may see me stopping because I'm talking, but you're not talking, you're just listening, so you can move. Also, I will demonstrate the poses and then I will do them. So usually I'm doing things at least 4 times, and I'm hoping that you are doing them at least 3 times. But obviously do what's right for your body, remembering to always listen to our bodies, listen to the messages they're giving us. We're not in competition with ourselves or anyone. And also being patient with ourselves and doing what feels right for each day. You may find you get into a pose and go, no, this is not working for me. And I've done that a couple times in these videos. Something just doesn't feel right that day. That is perfectly okay. So the yoga that you're doing today is the perfect yoga for today. So just be patient, be kind. We're not in competition with anyone, including ourselves. Now filling up the lungs completely, first breathing down to the lower part and then breathing to the upper part, pausing briefly and nice long exhale. Placing our hands by our hips. We're going to gently wake up our bodies by raising that right arm and pushing that left foot. So reaching with the right arm, pushing with the left foot, and then changing sides and reaching with the left arm and pushing with that left foot, moving with your own breath. So inhaling and push and stretch, and then exhaling. Push and stretch, and then inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Now let's see if we can move a little faster. So inhaling up, exhaling stretch, inhaling up, exhaling stretch. One more set. And returning that arm to the hips, gently pulling our feet flat to the bed, knees pointed toward the sky. We're going to roll our hips. So inhaling, we're going to roll those hips away, gently, gently waking up those muscles in the lower back. And then exhaling, we're going to pull our hips toward our belly. So inhaling and exhaling. Remembering, just move to the point of comfort. We don't want to have any discomfort. Good, and releasing the hips, gently pulling those knees toward our chest, holding underneath the knee, rocking back and forth, gently allowing the muscles in the lower back to release. Okay, this is me being honest. I think I still have something going on with my belly, so it may not be anything related to the options I pointed out previously. I may have just not eaten the right thing, or maybe have some kind of something going on. But I'm going to be extra gentle today because I can feel it already. So I'll just do the best I can. That's all we can ever do. Straighten those legs. Nice straight stretch. Breathing deeply. And pulling those knees in, flexing and pointing the feet. And making gentle circles with our feet, with our ankles. And back the other way. Gentle hug again. Going to put our feet together. Gently allowing those hips to stretch, remembering your modifications if you need them. And placing our feet flat on the bed again, crossing that right ankle over that left knee, threading our arm through. This is called inverted pigeon. And then with the leg down like this, it's called pigeon 4. I'm not exactly sure why. Deep breathing.
Gently allowing those hips to release. Pulling that left leg toward us if we can. Raising that leg up and down if we want. Kind of gives us a different kind of stretch. Also wakes up the left leg a little bit more. Okay, just gently, gently try to pull in that left leg just a little bit more. Really feeling that stretch in that right hip. If this does not feel comfortable, there may be modifications that could be comfortable for you. For example, just pulling it up and kind of just barely moving the leg to the left. So you're opening up that hamstring, the thigh, and then the hip. It could be more comfortable to sort of let it fall over rather than resting on. There may be something about that that may not be comfortable. So you may want to see about what the idea is, to stretch the hip. So see about what works for you. Okay, we're going to change sides now. Threading that left arm through, holding underneath the right thigh. Nice deep breathing. You may notice that your hips feel different, and that's perfectly okay. Moving that right leg up and down. Again, finding the pose that works for you for today. Listening to the messages your body is giving you. Gentle movements. Pull it in a little bit more. And releasing those legs down. Going to do some active bridges. So remembering always in bridge, the goal is to push into, activate those thighs and raise those hips. The way I do them is to inhale up, raising the arms over the head because I like to activate those arms too. And then exhaling down. And then bringing those knees to the chest, inhaling up and exhaling down. It gives just a little bit more stretch to the lower back. So moving with your own breath. If you want a little bit more action, you might want to see how far you can go with the bend, with the pushing, and then also when you're bringing those knees to your chest, trying to get a little bit further each time. Good. So stopping here, paying attention to our breathing. We're going to straighten those legs. We're going to push up gently tightening our abdomen. And we're going to push up onto our elbows, and we're going to straighten those legs and raise the hips and drop the head back. If you feel strained anywhere, lift the head and come back up. This might be a good place for a pillow underneath. You may decide not to drop the head. This is a chest opener. So you may leave your head just like this and point those legs. You may leave your hips on the bed rather than raising them. Good, and slowly, slowly, we're going to push ourselves up into seated. Remembering in seated that there are some modifications that we can do. We may choose to sit with our legs in easy pose, kind of a crisscross applesauce. I tend to cross mine a little loosely. My feet aren't actually stacked on top of one another. So I hope no one got dizzy with that. Placing our hands on our knees, nice deep breathing. Pay attention to how different it feels now that we've transitioned to seated poses. Gentle smile. Okay, last time I did the seated poses, I did them at a slight angle. I think that's actually better. I hope you can still hear me okay. This allows us both all to spread our legs out when we want to. So we're going to raise our shoulders up, tight, 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 and release. And up, tight, tight, tight if we can, and release. Nice deep breathing. Place our hands at heart center, and we're going to inhale up, twisting slightly, exhale down, inhale back up, exhale down, moving with our own breath. This is not a rapid one. Really stretching those shoulders and arms. Turning to look over the hand. When we're turning right, looking over that right hand. Over the right shoulder. Okay, last one. A gentle twist. We're going to place our hands on our hips and do a modified cat-cow. So on the cow, reaching from our hips, arching the back, pulling that chest up, chin up, shoulders back, and then on the exhale, pulling those shoulders, arching that back, active arms, chin to chest, and moving with your own breath. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can see how far you can stretch on each one, trying to get it a little bit farther each time. Last set. And back to neutral spine. We're going to do some additional gentle twists. So always starting with our hip, turning our hip and then our heart center over that right leg, Placing our hand on our left hand on our right knee, placing that arm behind us. We may do starfish hands or fists for wrists. We're going to look over that right shoulder. Getting deeper into the pose on the exhale. And back to center. Nice deep breath here. Feeling a little upset stomach again. I hope I don't have something. So breathing in now, twisting, placing those arms and those hands. We may notice it feels different on each side, and that's totally fine. And for those of you who don't know, my bed is at an incline, so it's a little different. This is raised up. Nice straight spine, looking over that left shoulder. Then we're going to walk forward with our hands, gently protecting the back. We may want to tighten those abs as we're going forward. We're going to go all the way down. And actually, I'm going to walk back up. Let's change which foot is in front. If you're sitting crisscross applesauce, if you're seated with your legs open in some form of modification, just be gentle. Walk down to the farthest place that works for you. Noticing that when we are going into the pose, our back is nice and straight. So tighten those abs, nice straight back, and we're walking, nice straight back, and then we fall. Allowing the back to completely release, finding a position that feels comfortable for you for today. We may stack our hands, stack our fists, and put our forehead on them. And then now rising, starting with our head, nice straight back again, walking our hands backward. Now in this one, I'm going to take our feet and place them together if possible, remembering we may want pillows underneath our knees. Feet like this is called butterfly. We're going to walk back with butterfly. So you may want to stop here and just allow the chest to open, the head to go up or fall back. You may choose to go down on the elbows. I would really like us to try to do a chest opener here. It may be more comfortable to put the hands in the lower back to support the abdomen. Again, we don't normally stretch our head back like this. So let's try to release those legs, release the hips, and just allow the head. See if we can find a way to be comfortable in this position. Noticing how it feels different as we breathe with our body in this position. Raising our heads, we're going to let our arms fall back. We may leave our arms in a T or place them over our head. Gently pulling those shoulder blades together. Returning to the breath, returning to the breathing. This is our final relaxation. You may choose to straighten those legs. You may choose to leave them in butterfly and allow those hips to really open. Noticing the energy moving through the body. Notice how the body feels sort of tingly. You did that. So now putting our knees together, coming into fetal position. And I also wanted to let you know, fetal position can also be on the arm. So we don't have to be laying on our hands. That's a habit that I have. Also remembering in fetal position, we may have our knees farther back. Just find the position that feels right for you. Taking a moment to be so grateful for the time you took out to practice some yoga today. Respecting our bodies, loving our bodies, listening to our bodies. I really appreciate all of you who've been watching the videos, and I hope you're liking them. I hope that they help you to feel that yoga is right for you too, because yoga is for everybody. And gently pushing up. And namaste.